Hi guys, welcome back to Mike's Place, and yes, you're seeing a bottle of George Dickel bourbon and not my lovely face. Why? Because I am working on a 3-part series about George Dickel whiskey and bourbon. We'll start today with the 8-year release from last year that won 5th place in Whiskey Advocate's Best of 21. Something that I picked up in Louisville earlier this year and haven't popped open, but I will today. Then the next episode we'll move on into George Dickel 13-year Bottled and Bond, also a 2021 release. And then last, we will look at George Dickel 15-year single barrel. So hold on tight. We're heading to Tennessee. Here we go. Welcome back to Mike's Place, and it is a lovely, well, a little wet and cold, rainy Thursday actually. And today we're talking about this guy right here, George Dickel whiskey, not bourbon. Although really, if you look at all of the rules they follow to make this whiskey, it's a bourbon. Plus the fact that they do some charcoal filtering like Jack Daniels. So who was George Dickel? He was a Nashville merchant, and he wanted to make a whiskey. This is about 40 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And he purchased a large share of the Cascade Hollow Distillery nearby, and they began making George Dickel whiskey. And he used the spelling that's used in Scotland, which is a Y ending, not EY for whiskey. And he wanted something that was called, I think he called it mellow as moonlight. And so that charcoal filtering process, which helps to kind of remove some of the impurities in a whiskey and make it smooth, were part of what he used to make his whiskey at the time. So I got this bottle of 8-year Dickel in Louisville, as I said a moment ago, and it was $30, 8-year age dated, 93 proof, and I thought, why not? I'm not a George Dickel collector or a George Dickel super fan. I've had other products by this distillery, and I've always felt like they are fine. And fine is a word that I use to describe things that aren't bad, just maybe not super memorable. A lot of whiskeys are fine. I recall recently I had a friend of mine at the liquor store ask if I'd had a recent Kentucky Owl release, and I had. And I said to her, it's fine. And she looked at me, she goes, oh, so it was bad. And I said, no, it wasn't bad. To me, fine just means it drank fine. If a certain whiskey drinks fine and it's $10 a bottle, wow. If it drinks just fine and it's $100 a bottle, I'm kind of skeeved out by the value proposition there. So what's happening here? $30 bottle of whiskey, 8-year age dated, 93 proof. What can go wrong? Again, first crack, first time having this. Oh, wow. That's kind of fun. This has a distinct peanutty ginger, kind of a spiciness to the nose. I like that. A lot of cola flavors as well. If you pop a can of Coke open and that first spritz of CO2 hits your nose, it definitely has that sweetness and that cola background. It's really nice. It's a bright, playful nose. Now, my scale is what? 0 missing something, 1 expected flavor, 2 above average. I'll give this a 2 for a nose, for sure. On the palate, boy, that's a very, very mellow pour. Dickel's right. Mellow as moonlight. This is caramely. It's sweet, but it's not that kind of cloying sweetness you can get sometimes in a whiskey. I'll go for it again. On the palate, mild caramel on caramel on caramel, a little bit of cherry. It tastes like the filling of a Snickers bar. I guess that's like a nutty kind of a nougat filling. It's nice. It's expected. It's a 1. And the finish, it's lower proof. It's light. Goes down very easy. There's no heat. It's expected. It's a 1. So this one, 2 on the nose, 1 on the palate, 1 the finish. It's a 4. And at $30 for an 8-year age-stated whiskey, I think it's a pretty good value, actually. So, George Dickel, not bad. Come back next time. I'll be reviewing the Dickel 13-year bottled and bond. After that, the next episode will be looking at the Dickel 15-year single barrel, and then I'll kind of summarize and look at all 3 together as a whole. Guys, take care. Have a great weekend. See you.